Alrighty, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is NutRaisin. Now we're not studying, we're actually playing a little bit for, sadly, the last time this week, since I need to take the next couple of days off due to some events going down in real life. What's going down right now on the virtual felt is some PLO 20 on round ones. And in a couple of minutes, a $22 bounty tournament on stars. And this one will be the first one of the latest, what's it called? Oh, staking package or selection for, that's the word I was looking for. Ace 10 10 deuce. Right now we experienced very little, basically no resistance on this table when raising, when betting. So might be something to look out for once we do. Careful. That's better. Ace jack jack 4 in the big blind in position for the rest of the hand. Suited ace, pair, ace jack. Sounds reasonably well. So does this board. Really nothing to protect against if you bets, which he does, but it's really small. Kind of curious, I guess. And this might get interesting if he keeps betting, because, like, what are we calling with here? I guess kings and queens, something like that. So if he goes in for the check raise, I would take this as a definite show of strength there. Puts one straight out there, which if he has it, it's not going to lead out. I kind of feel better about checking back, because it is not unlikely that he does show up with the 8-7. The small bet, the small bet on the flop, then the check on the turn, and the check call. Didn't look all that great. And he had a reasonable hand, I guess, reasonable hand to see, but I believe I would have played it pretty much the same on his end. He would flop a wrap and a flush draw. I guess, and if we get raised, we just get it in. We are splashing with 51% rakeback for the remainder of this month. Just an FYI, in case you haven't seen it on Twitter or in the RIO Discord. And would you look at that? We are very loose aggressive. Mark the calendars. Huh. Would have been an interesting turn had we still been in the hand. Well, I guess kind of. More weird than interesting. I'll let this go. This is pretty much the first, second time I've seen this guy raise pre. We are sitting on an additional, oh, there you go. There the tournament popped up. Sitting on an additional PLO 20 table on round ones as well. Open up one table on what's it called? Microgaming as well. First, let's deal with this one. Trouble is runouts. I mean, we do have a spade, we do have a diamond. I guess with a spade and a diamond, I'm gonna call here. And if he checks, I very much would like to bet, I believe. The 3-bet on table 3 took it down. Maybe even half pot does the job here when it comes to bet sizing. Whew. First hand in the tournament. Where's over here is queen deuce deuce. I think we're better off letting this one be. And guy with absolutely no time in making it more there. So an interesting little table. We definitely do want to look out if this guy starts being aggressive post-flop. So far he has done nothing but fold. And here he took it down on the flop. That's a convincing board. It makes it, if we call, it makes it like 850, 860 in there. It's further improving our hand from the nuts to the nuts, huh? Now this might be a spot you would be tempted in, even a player like this would be tempted in betting with a single heart. And yeah, I think I'll call here. To have flop 2 pair and had the hearts. Well, that's too bad. But I think even a player like this is gonna bluff in like aces with 1 heart in this spot. So about this one I don't feel too bad about. 9-7-6-5. There's a turbo tournament. Close the action. I think we'll call. Giving us a gutter. In the meanwhile, over here. A single pair of 9s. Doubt that's gonna be good. So it looks like Brummfix here is how it pronounced in German. Hang on, there's that shown up here. Study spot and on the screen somewhere else? No. Cool. Oh shit, 2BB. Oh, I didn't see that. Then I would have called. Duh. Fuck me. Hold it. No, you shouldn't, but please do. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, phew. Good for this guy. Oh, damn. Speaking of things and them being good for someone, we turn to straight and have a straight flush redraw. Be pity if he raises, man. We got switched to a different table in the tournament. That's a pity. I like that previous table. That Bromfix dude looked like a lot of fun. It definitely cuts down on the amount of full houses we should be up against. And he bets again. Yeah, just call. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I don't know if I'll end up liking this. So I was, as you might know, I sold some action because people wanted me to, basically. So I started selling action on tournaments with currently no makeup. And found tournaments on Party that were a lot of fun, but not at an ideal time. I might yet go back to Party. I kind of like the setup there way more. I like the fact that they're non-turbo, the one that I was playing there, that we have 50k chips and, I mean, slightly higher blinds, but still way more room to maneuver. I love that tournament structure. Whereas here, the blinds are rising every 5 minutes. This guy, wait. What the fuck? I'm just curious why I have a HUD here now with this version of Poker Tracker. What? That is so weird. Okay, we're good. That's awesome. Why the hell is my HUD working all of a sudden? So in case you don't know, like you are able to use a HUD on microgaming as long as you use the classic client, which is what we're doing. But it used to be the case that you had to use a very specific version of Poker Tracker, like an old one, which I have installed. So I have 2 installations of Poker Tracker because the old one you cannot use on stars anymore. Otherwise, stars will send you an angry email telling you you're using, software that's now prohibited. So that old version doesn't work on stars. So I loaded up a new version which works on stars, and I'm not getting bitched at by stars as far as I can see. Yet for some reason, with that new version, I now have a HUD. Well, I mean, that's awesome. Just completely strange. That's so weird. All right. Huh. Well, that's awesome. I'll need to do some tweaking with the HUD later on. Won't do that today. I'm just happy about the fact that we just have one. Take it down on table 2 with the turn c-bet. Just gonna let this be. And here we don't block a 5. Like, he's not gonna have many 5s, at least a normal player in the small blind. He could have some 4-5s. I think we still want to protect our hand. There are a bunch of draws out there, but I don't want to let them draw cheaply. And if you get raised, just need to let it go. It's not the absolute worst card. Unless he leads out now. Then it kind of blows. Guess it's better than an 8, 9, or heart. Thank God, he thought about bluffing, it looked like. Thank God. Well, that's awesome! When did that happen? Since when am I able to use the new Pocket Tracker version here? Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to write to Pocket Tracker support about this, see if this is a fluke with this latest patch or if this is working as intended. Which would mean I could not use the old version anymore and do some play stars at the same time that we play on micro. Neat. Neat. Is this a call? I wonder. Maybe. Let's check it out. So we did a fair share of studying recently. Past 3 days, I had 3 study streams in the afternoon. And likely this happy state of affairs will continue, as in I'll continue doing the study streams from now on. At varying frequencies, I'd say. This spot, however, didn't come up yet. Let's check. Was big blind versus a late position open and another caller, so a theoretical big blind squeeze spot, I guess, as far as looking it up in the matrix is concerned. We had the queen 664, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's fine. It's called. Queen 3, queen deuce, you can pitch, or the solver would pitch. Queen 664 is completely cool. Cool. Looks like we have one high VIP player. This guy probably the wrong tag. Looks more like an aggro, maybe even more like a loose aggro. I need to update my tags on stars. These tags I used literally 10 years ago almost, in my limit hold'em days. Just because I'm thinking about it right now. So additional thing to note about Dwight to our left here. If he bets and keeps betting even in a spot where it would be reasonable to bluff. So far we haven't seen a single bluff from him. Noted going forward. Very much noted. How many entries do we have in this tournament? 63 currently. Alright. Late rec is only 1 hour, that part I like, but it being turbo, not so hard on that. Trouble is there's only one, I found 2 $22 tournaments that happen past 8 o'clock German time. And the one on party is like 8:39, I believe. Just a tad early for my taste, but I guess it's doable. If this is a bit thin, it's not a huge deal. Oh, we got some spots. What's going on here? Here, we flop all right, I'd say. And unfortunately, we pick up all the callers, so at least, too many of them, one too many, so we can't even see. But now we definitely just fold. I'll look this one up, 10-8-6-5. Now looking at the suits, maybe there was a bit wild, a bit open. But similar hands do get 3-bet there. Then we take it down on the tourney. That is awesome. And it seems like a reasonable spot to raise the bottom set here. Ten, 8, 6, 5, not ideally double suited. It was button versus cutoff. Well done us. That is indeed a raise, and would be a raise call. So, oh shit, wow. The queens don't need to raise. I think we're putting it in here. Like, if you're sitting there with queen 9 or queen, why raise? Right? Let's hope this holds true. He, however, might have queen. That one I didn't consider. He would just call. Yeah, and that I didn't think that far. All right, now it's too late. Yeah. Yeah. I was so concerned with him, knowing that he doesn't have it, or he shouldn't have it at least. But I completely neglected to think about this guy. And it's interesting if I would have found my way into a fold there, especially holding the jack, blocking the draws he could be calling with. Interesting one. Especially from a could I have folded perspective. Well, yeah, good, excellent spot for him. I got there. However, I got there too late. Just a smidgen too late. Jesus, we're good at flopping Broadway, or close to Broadway, aren't we? Okay, we got spots coming up. Hold on tight. Here the money goes in. And also, here the money is going to go in with a pair and a wrap for the bounty. 60%. There's that first bounty of today and a nice double up. Take it down here as well. A very welcome change of pace. And here it went, I believe, bet, call. And now he bets. Certainly not a good sign. But for this price, I don't know, a queen, I mean, it's not like a queen would make me go yay. An ace certainly would. Yeah. Check here. Here in the splash pot. Just gonna pot it. So it went, I open limped since it was a decent splash. 4 big blind, then a single raise went in. Making top 2, beating all the other aces at this point. Is helpful. And it is helpful. Actually, it was very helpful since this guy had the ace 8. Holding 2 pair. Right on. What you got? Ah. Okay, I mean, you would have wanted the sort of quote-unquote the legitimate way with the nut flush. Just turn the ace. Ugh. How good was that for you? Not a fun table, it looks like, where everybody seems to be rather tight. And or tight aggro. Catch a nice hand here. Imp, really? I guess. Bunch of other fun spots. Oh shit. Hang on. So this is of course absolutely beautiful. Oh, hang on, I misread the board. I thought that was a jack. For some reason I saw a jack up there. Let's deal with this then first. Take it down here, need to fold here. The turn call on my end, maybe a little bit questionable. Maybe it's sometimes a shove and mostly just a fold. Jay, it's good to see you back, sir. It is going rather wonderful. Let's see if this hand will contribute to that happy state of affairs. How's it going in your end, Chase? All right. Not sure what the holdup is now. Oh, I still had this much behind? I didn't even notice. Oops. Well, that worked out well. Totally as planned and as intended. Yeah, it's going great, Chase. I fell asleep a little bit earlier, but now I'm starting to wake up, and we're playing the first tournament. Part of the staking deal. And doubled up, took down a bounty. Not yet convinced if I'm going to stick with this tournament or maybe switch around to the party one that starts a little bit earlier. I'll say. Maybe this table ain't so bad. And sorry, this one. This guy is shaping up to be a high VP player. This guy is as well. The aces take it down pre. Yeah, Chase, and I'm really digging the study sessions. First of all, I am amazed how well received they're being, and how many people are tuning in. It kind of blows my mind. And they're great for me. I love doing them. I love doing them on stream. So that part is nice. And of course, I have a fun weekend coming up. My parents' anniversary tomorrow, and then the LAN party on the weekend. Looking forward to all two of those things. Really ruddy kings against the one-man army here. Just let it be. Take it down in pre-flop into tournament. I mean, I like the starting time of this tournament, that it's like just a tad past 10. But being turbo, I don't like that at all. And the structure on party for tournaments in general is just the best I've found so far. With the 50k starting stack, slowly rising chips, slowly rising blinds. I mean, excuse me. I really dug it. So aces wouldn't have bet the turn. So I would say we're not up against aces. I think we take this one down a lot. Yes, also would have called a bet here for the record. Check 10-9-9. Legends Killer in the chat as well. Good to see you, mate. First thing tomorrow morning, going to be in the office. Fair enough. That needs to take precedence. Happy to have you tuning in at all. The red line, Legends Killer. I don't know how the red line is doing. Be interesting to check out. Maybe once I have a little more study time under my belt. One thing I did notice today might be interesting to some of you. I believe some of you play on microgaming. So since we're playing on stars, I have a newer version of Poker Tracker running right now. For some effed up reason, which never worked before, it is now working here on microgaming. I'm not sure what's up with that. Ooh. I like it. And if you're interested in these study sessions, I upload them all to YouTube, where they will show up without any music, so there won't be no distraction there. And they'll be showing up in their own playlist. So if you want to look for the study sessions on YouTube, then there'll be a playlist that'll make them easy to navigate. And today, Jane Adder spent, you were there, Chase, I believe, spent like an hour and a half. Most of the stream, actually, he was there. And we spent maybe an hour in total on Discord, him teaching me stuff about the tool, and actually just giving strategy advice. I sort of got a mini coaching by Jane Anders into the tool and into some spots we were in as well. And subsequently, it was awesome. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not always c-betting there. What this was a hand is basically air at this point. So needing to bet fold this one, no big deal at all. Now the one of the high VP players is pretty low on BB. Actually, a bunch of people are two at least are relatively low on big blinds. Something to keep an eye out for. And this guy would almost make us whole for this tournament. Would get us 3/4 to free rolling, I believe. I think one of these days I'll take some time to make a tournament hut, or maybe see if there's a good one out there for tournaments, for PLO tournaments specifically. Right now I'm using the standard hut here. Please don't get broke, man. Do some things with this hut. I guess the table stats we don't need at all. And then we don't need to show my own stats here. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Saying statisticians are awesome. Life gets in the way, I understand, yeah, sure. Oh, that with the ace was good for the red line. I see. You know me. I can be pretty slow at times. That's a good point. Yeah, I love that you like them. Jeez. And they're awesome for me, mainly because I actually, fucking study. Instead of just saying, oh, I really need to study more. And I'm going to at some point. No, I actually am. And I think for the foreseeable future, as in for the next, I don't know, 3, 4, for the next X weeks, I kind of want to do them every day. Like, there's no real reason not to do them every day. The only thing that would be a reason would be like, maybe there's such a thing as putting too much knowledge out there, on the other hand. That's not really something I'm concerned with. So yeah, I haven't come up with a reason not to do them as often as I can. And talking the whole time, or getting input from you, getting input from the chat is huge. And talking about the stuffs, the spots we look up, it just means that I have a much easier time actually remembering, actually internalizing the things we go over. Kibbles! Good to see you, sir. Some cash game action and some topside action. Some PLO 20 on RIO. Where we're splashing with 51% once more. Maybe we get a big one. Speaking of getting a big one, as far as turns are concerned, this certainly is pretty big. But yeah, we go with the check. Ooh, I like it. I like it, man. The queen jack is gonna call. The king jack, although unlikely, is gonna call. Like the queen jack at least is gonna call a lot. Not always. And here I potted it, and not many good turns, except for the obvious ones. Take it down on table 2. Do not get a call, unfortunately. Well, okay, that certainly ain't the worst one. That really doesn't really change much. The 4-7 gets there. It's the only thing that gets that it wasn't there already. Okay. The queen as well. I was just blocking a single spade. It's not a call that worked out all that often for us, I'd say. Probably belongs in the shouldn't be calling here category. Double gutter now on top of the top pair. Make that 2 pair. Just gonna be a check call. Sounds perfectly reasonable, Chase. Looking forward to having you back again soon. Cheers. Thank you. Is it 6 deuce? Feels like a fold on the small blind. This guy now sitting on 3 big blinds. Wow. And if he limps here, we kind of have to limp with the bounty. The $7.50 bounty in play, no less. He just open folded. Okay. Wait, why does it say 4 here? What the hell? Ah, so weird. We also cover him for the bounty. The gutter and the flush draw, so we're not going anywhere. That is sad, man. That is just sad. Yeah. But there was like, what, 1250 in bounties involved. I don't even know why I called the limit in the first place. I could have maybe even raised that one. You know, in a weird limp spot. And speaking of weird limp spots, this might be just a do or die moment here. With a pair and a wrap. Yeah. Just a quaddies, huh? I take it. In position 2. That's neat. Oh. Just a flush draw for him right now. 80%? Oh, come on. All right. We did take home some money in like $5 in bounties, right? Just need to note it down for this purposes of the staking. Not gonna fire a second bullet, especially not in a turbo. I'd say we got it in very well against the gutter and the flush draw. I'll see what I can do, what I can change about my schedule, and when I walk the dog. I would much prefer to play the same tournament on party, just 1.5 hours earlier. So GG in the tournament. Check up on that one too. Sydney c-betting. Take it down ×2. And that's perfectly fine with the king jack that was suited. Would have been a fold to a re-raise, to a 4-bet. Interestingly enough, the king 10 would not have been. King 10, queen 10, jack 10. All of these would be raised calls in this spot. The connectivity is king, I assume. The 10-9 connectivity. Not sure how I feel about this. I will drop it against a additional against another raise. As a 3-bet, I'll always c-betting the ace-high board. Not getting raised often there at all. If you get called, we have plenty of ways to make a hand. But I'll check up on it as well. Nice. That's always fun when it works. So the king 9 deuce is perfectly fine. King 9 deuce double is a perfectly fine 3-bet fold in the spot. All is well on that end. Casanova. I don't know, somebody probably gifted you one. Some kind soul. Maybe. Happy to see you have it not in front of your name, however. Oh, you potted it. That's a bit much, maybe. We get called twice, and here, well, we're good except against, you know, the river straight flush. Nice answer. But there we're good. He didn't bluff this one. Probably smart. Not to bluff, he was blocking all the things, like he was having all the things that he would like me to have that I've missed. All the draws. And he flopped huge, man. So, welcome back, Casanova. Chancellor Stefan. I don't even know how we're doing on run at once. I think we're breaking even. We're down, sadly, one buy-in on micro, I believe. Yeah, in a hand where I figured it out, but figured it out just a second too late. That this was a dicier spot than I initially thought. Oh, interesting. And a big wrap. Do we want the other guy to come along? Maybe in this case. I guess out of position, I would have raised. And heads up, I would have raised as well. He checks. That's very kind of you, sir. Ugh, underwhelming run out. Oh well. Ooh. So here, this table might be interesting because of this gentleman. The one to our very right. And this guy was blocking some of our outs here. He had the ace 10, 8, 7, I believe. Did he take it out on table 5 with the raise? Let's see, what did he have? No, ace jack 8, 7. Okay, so he had a top pair in the open ender. Check out Brutus Suffix and hit the sack. All right. Casanova. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Sounds good. Top pair. Had he bet here, I'd just... top pair or no top pair, I'd just let it go. Interesting. So might not be a maniac, we'll see. Even though he's tagged as one right now. But true maniacs usually don't have a limping range. Ooh, hello. Hello. Ace King 6. Had a very similar spot earlier today. And I believe that one was a call, marginally so, but it was a call. And it was a hand that weirded us out, because later on we checked out a very similar one, and that one was a fold, now that I think about it further. Let's see. What's the straight up matrix advice on this one? It's fine. Completely fine. A player I definitely want to get involved in. Tigoi too. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. So the study sessions are starting to pay off for me already. Coming across some spots here and there that we've came across in those, and it definitely helps. In the 3-bet pot, I see bet here always. Single raise pot, I really don't need to. And here, to the open-ender on the rainbow board, we now add an additional open-ender. Huh. Yeah, so if he bets we fold, and if he checks, turn this into a bluff. For sure. And calls the jack nine and no blockers. That is interesting. Going for the squeeze with the aces naturally. 4 big blinds extra in there as well. Card is nice, and he just cold calls. That's just weird, man. Like, what hand do you want to cold call with here? When 2 players are left to act behind, I can't really come up with any. And oh man, 4 ways. This is not a happy spot at all. This flop is a little bit too dry, I believe, for me to just check. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the trouble is we don't block a single pair from the board. Holding a queen would be awesome. Even holding a 6 would be something. Stuff. Somehow I have doubts that, the likes of Jay Hernandez or Phil Gelfand would have potted it here in this spot. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh, so much potential for decent runouts. In this hand, of course, I mean. How did the money not go in here? I guess he's, seeing that he is coming off as very loose aggressive. Maybe he just had a good string of hands. Maybe he ain't all that crazy. I'm not saying he should get it in on a vet board like that with bottom set. Actually, kind of like that he didn't. Just saying he might not be as crazy as the preflop stats suggest. Huh. So he min bet and I called. And now things get funky. What the? Okay. Okay. I didn't expect aces. Wait, are we taking? No. He took it down with a pair of queens and a better kicker. Wow. This guy, I haven't seen him do anything but open limp so far. This time under the gun, no less. Jeez. It's not unreasonable. We block raising ranges, holding a 9, holding a 6. I believe we want to bet this. Not to mention if we do have a double gutter ourselves. And a bunch of other stuff going on for us there. Now he raises, huh? All right. Wonder what that'll mean. And meanwhile, let's circle back to this one, where I called in position with a marginal hand, and now he bets out. Curious. Flop the nuts trade against this guy, who doesn't let up post. Have some outs to improve, I guess. I like seeing that card. What do you call with here that we beat? An ace-8. Okay. Adding a gutter for us. Nah, check it down here. Feels like the right move. Check this out, if I get to call this sometimes. Here, 2 pair. All right. Ooh, how did you call? I guess you had a pair and an open-ended at this point still. Wow. Okay. Pretty sure he had crap pre. Just that it was crap that hit that board. So it was the ace-8-7 deuce. Did we raise called there? Let's see. That's fine. Actually, it is fine. Double suited. It can either be raise folded or raise called. It's not that bad. This is not that bad either. Be on a draw, my friend. Be on a draw. Wonderful. Beats the alternatives. That actually is a sweet spot. Onwards and upwards. Indeed, der Alte dropping the 10-month resub. Welcome back, der Alte. And thank you very much for doing that. Means a lot, as you well know. Thank you. Onwards and upwards, indeed, man. The study sessions are just absolutely huge to me. And also, people seem to really dig them. So yes, I'm all forward for everything you said there. I do not know with this guy what this means now. We've rarely seen him show up with a hand. Yeah, this time it does have it. I honestly, like, against all players, most players, just a straight up fold, fine. Against this guy, I was confused enough to choose wrong. Turns out even maniacs are allowed to have a hand every once in a while. Not gonna bet here. I think the only thing we reliably get out would be like a king jack, king 10 type of deal. And we have some showdown value. Spades didn't get there. Clubs didn't get there. Damn. That would be the other hand we might get out of it. Fair enough. Take it down to 2-2. So don't block the straight draws. Obviously, we don't hold a 6 either, but curious what we do if he bets. Turn bet of half pot size, not a size I commonly see used as a bluff so far. Go give up on it. And I wonder if I should have been raising here. Trying to get this guy out, get it down to heads up. An easy fold if we get raised. No, not a... Actually, yeah, the 8-4 double suited with the 8s would be a raise, interestingly enough. But for the most part, double suited aces, double suited 8s, apparently I can talk correctly today, are just calls there. So it's not a big deal either way. Here the aces take it down. I am curious if we should continue blasting, and we just might want to pot it here. Don't block any draws at all. sigh of relief. This time I'm not going to abort my bluff, even though the board paired. I think it's relatively unlikely that that fills him up a lot here. Get a cold call from the small blind. Always curious. Oh, big blind in this case. But still has somebody left to act behind him. Good, I was going to say, I really hope he doesn't lead here. Let it go. We could be drawing that, and one of the straights could be poisoned too. The high straight might not be that good. The 10 coming off on the river would put a higher straight out there. So now I'm running an old version of, a newer version of PokerTrack. I don't have my entire database in here. If I knew anything about his 4-betting frequencies, I might want to take a gamble every once in a while. And just come over the top. I know this guy's nutty on his squirrel pool. You know what, we'll gamble it up for one buy-in. There's a straight up gamble here. There you go. Hold it, please. It would be sweet if we could. All right. All right, all right. Just saying, it would have been nice not to have the crazy guy get there. What aces, huh? That'll make it tough to get paid. Maybe, I was gonna say, a king turning would be awesome. Nice. Oh, doesn't matter. It's not the king, it's his capacity as a club here that made him bet, but we make a buy-in back. Though I'm still sad that we lost that one there on table 4. Just the qualities, huh? Ain't not much happening currently. Guess we might as well watch the table containing the maniacs here. Although, in fairness, we have 2 of those. But I think this guy is more interesting. Mr. 101086. No fear for better. Oh. Sounds good to me. How does it sound to you guys? Anyone up for a 4-bet? Ooh, I like it. The one straight rod that's out there. We block nice enough. Down here, betting on the turn, take it down there. And I would have gotten it in on the sport. Do I like the new learning tool? No. I straight up love it. It's awesome. It is proper and beyond awesome. I really like it. And once we'll get to do post-flop things in the coming days, I suspect by the time I get back to streaming next week, we'll be able to, then it'll just be off the hook, man. It is wonderful. It's a wonderful tool. Were you there today when Jane Anders took, like, in total almost an hour to help us out? He got on Discord with me and live on the stream and showed me stuff about the tool. Actually, including like a mini coaching. There's some strategy advice there as well. That's pretty incredible to me as well. So yeah, safe to say I am really digging it. Okay. Was the one hand we didn't want to see. But blocking that and not blocking an 8 or 9 or a 10, where you can still be on a big draw and get it in here. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Man, I would love to get involved with you here. Maybe I do on the button. How the blinds looking? Yeah, I'm gonna be careful post, but who knows how long this guy is gonna stick around. Calls pretty quickly. That's sad. The 9 is actually helpful. Except against a hand like this. And he has the 6-high straight, unfortunately. Pretty wide open call, man, from this guy. On the flop and on the turn. Jesus. Just the idiot end of the open ender. 7-6-5-4 double. Not a squeeze. Flush draw on the cutter. No, he bets on the... No, never mind, he doesn't. Everybody still keeps checking. Go for bluff for a change. Basically wrapping King Jack or better. Because I'm certainly not potting the straight here all that often. Fortunately, it puts us down to heads up there. In which case I could have played this hand, but my heads up game is non-existent. And in case you're wondering what tool the Alta was talking about, this is the so-called bucket tool. Newly released beta software from the Gen and Mastermind, free for Mastermind members. Don't mind shilling for them a little bit, since it's a good coaching site and it's a great tool. If you want to see how it works, you can check out either on YouTube, I uploaded the first study stream using it, or here on Twitch, although on Twitch some parts might be muted due to the music. And there we played around with it a little bit and did studying, which I'll do every afternoon from now on, I think. At least for a while, till I ramp up the play a little bit more and start playing a little bit more, studying a little bit less, but that's in the, a bit in the future from now. Also take a different line than usual. Another queen pairs. So I'm gonna give this another shot. Why we didn't have the queen, we sort of blocked by proxy, holding all the cards that usually go with a hand that has a queen, or most of them. An ace, we blocked an ace queen, king queen, queen 10, things like that. The home game in the Alta, I am so sorry that I won't be able to attend this Friday. Especially because, wow, because it's now 3 weeks in a row that I didn't get to. I'm already thinking about what I can do to quote-unquote make it up. Maybe I'll probably have, yeah, not probably, I will have, we will have a double the prize pool tournament next week. Double the prize pool, double the bounty on my head. To make up for the fact that I didn't get to attend the home game for the longest time now. But there was always something. Gonna tank it for a while, and I probably will pot it. Trying to think, I can come up with some bluffs that I would have here. Mainly missed hearts with 2 jacks, like a jack 10-9 sort of combo thing. Aces with hearts would be another candidate. Those would be the major components of the main 2 hands I would bluff. Aces or jacks with a combination of side cards. Here. It's a decent question. I don't quite know what the better move is, to check or to bet. Fofo! Hey! Welcome back to the channel, mate. Thanks for the good lucks. Oh, I was showing the wrong table. This was the one I was talking about. I had the King 8-5 here with a... Just show you. With a diamond blocker. And we were 4 ways in total. So we flopped top 2. Didn't block straight draws at all. Blocked the diamonds a little bit. And I was undecided in the end. I decided to pot it and luckily took it down on the post. Still the most exciting table right now, with this guy to our immediate right, a complete maniac. We caught him 4-betting the 10-10-8-6 single suited a little bit earlier. Heads up. Heads up your button holdings. What do you mean? You know me, I can be slow. Or like play the button ranges, you mean, in a heads-up match? That's even that is too tight. Probably, but it's if that's what you mean, then I'd say that's a good start for, especially for somebody like me who doesn't play heads up. So this one still plays okay multi-way, and I really don't want to get raised by him all that much. And he has proven that he has no quarrels raising any 4 cards. And in this case, we could get it in. We could wait for the turn, get it in on the turn. Yeah, let's do that. See what... Oh, that's a good one. Party Poker has the leaderboard for... yeah, we'll make a run at it in one of the coming weeks. Well, ain't that nice? Good. That was his exact hand. Move to home game for Fridays? No. Friday still works absolutely wonderful for me. Just the last weeks, there was something happening every day of the week, every time. Here, we go with this. We have to wrap into flush draw. He's getting it in again for a buy-in, and you know, this is the type of hands, the quality hands he shows up with. We take it down on this table. So this guy can check, raise, fold. King 10, what was it? King 10 and 10, 5. Oh, noted. Yeah, have you tried to make a run at it and for the leaderboard, Fofo? I was sort of curious, maybe take a week at some point and just try to get one of the top spots in PLO 10 in the Zoom pool. Probably once. Not just because of the flush, also a 10 would be a pretty decent turn card to roll off. And we were getting an okay price. I thought about moving the home game temporarily, but I think that would create too much confusion. Keep watching the Omaha High, Omahihi, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, play heads up like you were on the button, and yeah, okay. I did figure it out correctly then. Yeah, as I said, for somebody like me, I think that is pretty good advice for a non-heads up player. We have very decent traffic going on around once these days in PLO. We have 62 entries at PLO 10. We have 55 at PLO 50, and we have an additional 14 at PLO 20. That gives us a flush draw on top, right? Oh. And fold it to the button, yeah. Yep, good advice, if you ask me. Gonna go for the pot size raise. Certainly would do this as a bluff often enough as well. So it's not a spot where I'm completely unbalanced in. Nice. So I would say probably the jack high flush then. Yeah, he had king jack deck 3 with diamonds and hearts. In the big blind, that's certainly a reasonable defend. More than that, it's quite nice of a hand. For 20 is the sizing we can call, and we will. Oh! Ah, brutal. Ooh. That's a little bit more benign. And I'll check this one again. Okay, we're playing a big one against Omaha. Already not enjoying it. Against this guy, man, I... Get a snap call, that's absolutely awesome. I'll take it down there. I need more time. I'm gonna fold this. Fuck. As you can see, it wasn't easy. Like, I can fold this against other players pretty snappily. Against him, completely different story. I was close to just getting it in there as well. Again, I believe against him, not a bad move. So either way is fine. Give me 2 backdoor flush draws and I'm getting it in for sure. Okay. 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 He had a pair of 6s with an ace kicker. What does it mean if he checks now? And I would love to see him get called down. Thank you. Okay. Downside is now I regret not having gotten it in earlier. And he called him with what? What did the other guy have? Did you go for a thin call there? Was that a hero call? I riveted queens. He had a pair of 9s. The overpair blocker. Nice one. Well done by him. Yeah, agreed. Matter of fact, that's my line of reasoning very often in the spot when I'm thinking about calling down with hands just like you describe. Exactly, yeah. How often did I go for call and say, well, that's the backdoor one, I'm not folding, with varying degrees of success. This time, the one time he folds, huh? I was already starting to think, like, are we raising against this guy? And the answer is probably yes. However, this time it doesn't come to it. What a turn. The other thing, what a river. Get the call! We get the call, man! From the what now? Need to work on this HUD so it shows us in the screen what's happening, but what you folded. Usually it does, but some technical issues today. With the straight. Wow. Oh, that was neat. Putting us back into break even or even profit will for the day now. Ooh. Ooh. Scared the crap out of me, Shroom the River. Hey. Welcome over, everybody, to the channel. My name is NutRaisin. What you see is what you get. We play PLO. In the afternoons, we study PLO. And how did your session go, Shroon the River? Thank you very much for the raid, man. The thing you so nice, you do it twice. This time I was prepared for the noise. Nice try and scaring the crap out of me yet again. Huge shout out to Shroon the River, who is currently doing a bankroll challenge on his channel, playing sadly only with 2 cards, but on the upside does so very, very well and is a nice dude on top of that. Do give him a follow, check him out. Also, he holds a home game or some free roll as part of his channel as well, I believe. Yeah, if you want to improve your hold'em game, give him a follow. How did the session go? Sidegasm coming over as well with the raid. Welcome back, Sidegasm. Good to see you. We are on one very fun table. Oh, this guy gave away all his stack. He was sitting on 5 binds earlier, more than 100 euros. No, he gave it all away. And it's not a, not a shocker, having witnessed him play for a while now. Yeah, for those guys who just came over, as I said, I play and stream PLO 20 currently on a full-time basis. And I started doing PLO study streams in the afternoon using the bucket tool from the mastermind. Don't want to shield them too much right now, but hang on. And if you're interested in learning PLO, maybe you might want to check out the afternoon streams in the future, is what I'm saying. It's not a great spot. It might even be a fold at this point. Most likely he's holding an ace or a king. The only thing that makes me want to call is the 2 high flush draws. But he is holding a pocket aces or pocket kings a lot now. Pretty much exclusively, actually. That's a board that should make him nervous, but on the other hand, there's just so much money in the middle, doesn't change anything from his end. Like, not necessarily make him nervous, but he's not like, hey, this board. Whereas this one hits me quite a bit now, but yeah. The 2 backdoor flush draws makes this relatively close, to be honest. Does make it close. Oh, and by the way, the crazy guy on the other table left. Let me check this one out. The squeeze up until the river at a 4-bet, 5-bet call, whatever the number is, was perfectly alright. I think calling might be overplaying this hand, however. As you can see, I need those study sessions I'm starting to do very much. Oh. So is an other deck gonna open on the full table? I have a check here, because it doesn't really hit my range that much at all. Does 6 binds. Certainly can't complain about that, man. Awesome. Sidegasm throwing in the host as well. Thank you very much. So we could call, but it's, the pot gets so gets so large now. If we call it, it's awkward to fold on a spade turn. So we'll just get it in. Hope that we're not getting completely free rolled, which we are, unfortunately. And he gets there right away. Ah, that's just sad, man. That is just sad. Still, let me check out that ace king 10-7 hand from earlier. That'll be a nope. What was the spot? I think it was big blind squeezing a late position open, something like that. Yeah, so the 10-7 the solver doesn't fold in this spot, so that's okay then. Yeah, awesome. Happy to hear it, Shroon River. 6 binds is nothing to sneeze at. What stakes are you playing currently? What did I see earlier? I don't remember the stakes you were playing. Was it NL 100? I don't know. Rossiton, good evening. Back to the grind now, indeed. Study streams will continue next week for now, for the rest of the night. However long that will be. It's a little bit more grinding. I am well indeed, Side. Thank you for asking. Everything is absolutely peachy on my end currently. How's it going on your end? I'll ditch this table most likely. Although having position on... Nah, never mind. We'll stick around. Having position on the Dark Magician should be fun. Top pair, the complete wrap with a diamond blocker. Looking all right. While I normally stream roughly 5 days a week, this will be the last stream for at least a couple of days, at least up until and including Sunday. So we got a family thing tomorrow, family party, and the weekend is the LAN party. I'm gonna be fragging some of my friends and vice versa. Note the spelling there. Yeah, everybody gonna bring their PCs along, and you have a location where you can stay at and sleep at and just game the weekend away, playing all the old Call of Duties and stuff like that. With perfect connectivity, I think we are okay calling here. Even though it's triple suited. Well, perfect connectivity and absolute position. Back to 50 again tomorrow. Sounds good, man. And I like that you dropped down, that you're disciplined about that stuff. I mean, you get what I mean, right? I'm not happy that you had to move down. I'm just happy that you were disciplined about it. 30 stacks below EV, that's, as a PLO player, I go like, okay, that doesn't sound so bad. I understand in Hold'em, that is pretty brutal, right? No, that's just weird, man. You weird. All right. All right. For a brief moment, I was really confused why I'm in this hand. Luckily, the answer is I'm in the big blind. Where's the razor? We need one. Ah, Sebastian to the rescue. Richard calling as well. Let's raise it up. Nice looking ace, king jack, single suited. I'll take that, man. Not checking here, am I? Actually, I am. With the nut flush draw on top, I will check. Every once in a while, of course, that means that we lose to like a turn full house, whatever. But just with me blocking the nuts so heavily here, or the draws to good hands. So back to no limit 50 for you tomorrow. Nice. That's a nice deck to play at. Do you play full time, Shroom, or you play on the side? I'm going to take the first PLO 50 shots in a couple of weeks once more study sessions are under my belt. Took 2 PLO 50 shots last year, and sadly they didn't go our way, you know, as you can tell. I was sitting at PLO 20. A paired hand, we have the button, and most importantly, the splash money in there, so we limp along. I was going to call a raise. Never easy in PLO. Flop on the bottom straight. I guess some ways to improve. Theoretically, we could make a backdoor full house and could make a flush. 30 is reasonable in no limit, yeah. Closer to 100 gets, the sicker it gets, yeah. Once, twice a year grinding full time. Yeah, right. That's not that common an occurrence at all in no limit, from what I understand. Bleed out your knowledge on the enemy. May they drown in the Red Sea of supreme knowledge. We'll drive their women before us, hear the lamentations. Welcome back, Ching. Devil drop up the Gulf not moving down with Action Freak. I would assume he won't, yeah. Curious to see if he'll continue his current challenge. Good to see you, Devil drop off, by the way. That's a very nice entrance there, Ching. Thank you very much. Do check her out as well. She's a streamer. And plays no limit tournaments. So here I only ended up calling because it went 3 ways, which is still really thin. Which is a nice way of saying not a good call. Now, if he comes over the top, life sucks. Didn't want to call on a board where I'm not blocking a straight draw at all. In a spot where I'm labeling up front, in case, you know, you're not familiar with the splash pots and run-on ones and the strategy behind. I'm not saying I am, but the one thing I did pick up, and a lot of us did from the Phil Gaffin streams, the one prior to the challenge, is that he said he doesn't have an opening range first 2 spots in a smallish medium splash. And that's all I needed to hear to implement that into my strategy. Looking for other tables, because right now we're only sitting on 3 of them. None of them look particularly inviting on microgaming. No, not really. Playing stream full time. Right on. 100% of leaders the main stack. Ah, I like it. I like it. Doing a bankroll challenge as a change of scenery, change of pace, huh? Work on mental game without the stress of dropping 3K on the stream. Yeah, sounds good as well. How's it for you, Shroom? Do you find that streaming is great for your mental game? Or is it neutral, basically? Or does it make things worse? I'm asking because I'm noticing that streaming is absolutely great for mine. Never really tilted on stream. I got close and then just closed the stream, ended it for the day. But that was a handful of times. 3, 4 in a year now. Oh, brother. She's gonna drop this. They got it a backdoor flush draw. Could be a collie. Could be a collie too. I mean, we have some blockers, and if like a 10 or a king turns, we could potentially lead out as a bluff. But on the whole, I prefer not to and just drop it. And this one, I certainly could have c-bet, come to think of it, since, you know, we have little equity here as is. So might as well turn this one into a bluff. Okay. Do it sort of delayed. Not often did I go for a bluff without a single blocker. We'll give up. And yay us. And do it, Sebastian, do it. The old under the gun limp race, huh? No? Damned. Really know the fun tables out there. That's too bad. I guess we could add a PLO 10 on RIO, so we have 1/4 table. Yeah, let's do that then. All right. Wonder if this would have been a 3-bet against this guy. I think it would be entirely unreasonable. Let's say. In this hypothetical spot, let's assume the cutoff opens. We are on the button with this exact hand. Not with this one specifically, a tiny bit better. Actually, the perfect rundown in this case would be a 3-bet. And very deep here, we're going to take it really slow. With the bottom set. Almost 3 buy-ins deep there on table 3. Now he leads out, huh? Okay, so the board does pair. He bet again, makes it a little less likely that he makes it more likely he has a straight and less likely he has a full house. And he leads out. I think at this point we're beat. We do take it down on table 3, however. And he did have a queen with a 10 blocker, so you have queens with a straight blocker. Helps and hinders. Interesting. Let me read on. Let's see who holds you more accountable. Yeah, I can see that. Makes the meh session seem way worse with the running commentary. How do you mean? That one I would... Let me read on first. Yeah, the accountability and the self-awareness are huge. Completely agree. How do you mean makes the meh session seem way worse with running commentary? That one is interesting. Not quite sure what you mean. I'll let it be without a heart. And just a gutter. Also no blockers to the low straight that got there. For me, the thing is, like, tilt is a... I'm not going to be using the best vocabulary for this, but the way I perceive it, tilt is like a sort of buildup of mental energy, not in any esoteric sense. It just, you know, over time you go like more like it's like some sort of, well, yeah, energy, for lack of a better word, builds up in your mind, in your head. And the constant talking, for me, seems to be a release, seems to be a valve by which to release that mental energy. Again, you know, not in an esoteric sense. Now this table is really lacking in appeal as well. I think I'll wait another orbit, see how this guy plays. If it's not to my liking, I'll ditch it. We could pull up a party poker Zoom table or two. Ah, this would have been a fine one to raise, man. Now it certainly is. Looking sharp, you say. Thank you. I shaved. I think that helped. Yeah, it's a good call by him. He doesn't block hearts. Doesn't block missed draws at all. I'm gonna fold a few bets now. Let's quickly again. We block the draw, the straight draw, holding the jack. Did have the queen. Actually flopped the world there, flopped the nuts. Good for him. Splash pot down here, we get raised. Flop a pair and a gutter. And the backdoor, second nut flush draw. That's really quickly. Ooh. I'll take that, man. Drawing that. It's nice to see. And here we make 2 pair with the gutter. Money is gonna go into this newly formed PLO 20 table. Not terribly excited about it, but if he bets pot, yeah. Hold it. Holding it. Holding it. Nice. I'm gonna check out that hand in a moment. Just want to read up on the chat. I see. If you're commenting on negative action for hours on end, takes a toll. Okay, that I can understand, yeah. Helps massive with the volume, yeah. And it does distract from the boredom of grinding alone. That's a good point. Clears the occasion fog hesitation. Yeah, it helps. I dive deeper into the hands than I otherwise would. That's for sure. I saw that it's his birthday. I forgot to mention happy birthday, unbeknownst. Sidegasm to your son. I hope he's having a whale of a time on his day of honor. So, what did this guy 3-bet us with? Where we took down the pot a moment ago. Oh, aces. Okay, yeah, never mind. That's all good then. Nothing noteworthy there. Top pair in the gutter, not blocking diamonds, not blocking clubs at all. Not too exciting. Yeah, and confirming that I'm confirming leaving table 3 here. This guy is shaping up to be not somebody who I would particularly seek out to play against. Take it down on table 4 with the jack with the king kicker. Alright, I guess we don't need any party poker tables since we have 3 PLO 20 tables on RIO and 1 PLO 10. Get aces here. Pretty crappy ones, but aces nevertheless. Okay. If maybe kings or maybe queens, sharp to be calling. And have to try to get some money and also protect our hand a little bit. 5 ways. There are some pocket pairs out there that might draw out on us. That'd be the most obvious one calling us. So we could still go for the bet fold if he checks. We'll see. Checking he does. Yeah, we'll do just that. We're not getting bluffed on this board. Yep. Sad, but easy fold. You know, if he's one of the rare guys that does find a bluff here, then heck of a lot more power to him. Pretty close, I'd say, in the cutoff. Maybe not. Let's check. Certainly got a follow to a raise. Uh-oh. Some internet troubles on my end? Maybe. Something weird's going on. Yeah, you might not be hearing this. Okay, looks like if there were internet troubles, they are now back. It's now back. And actually, it was a little bit thin. The King 6-3, King 6-5, 6-4, all of these are fine. Both of those get raise call as well. King 5-4 would be fine, but not the King, what, 6-3. Technically does not get played. So if you put anything in the chat in the last half a minute or so, it looked like there was some internet issue on my end here. That hasn't happened in ages. Knows. Should be all back to normal now, however. Maybe not. Because the Nightbot doesn't seem to work. Something is going on. Okay, Nightbot is back, or the music, I should say. Maybe it's back to normal now. Just calling here flopping, pretty wonderful. Matter of fact, if somebody bets, we're gonna raise this up. We don't necessarily need to. I think it'd be fun. Got a few other spots. All right, money's gone in. It's the top set. Do something nice for us, and that will do it. Shazamming it up. Ooh. Good stuff. I'm gonna check this one. We don't block any of the missed things. So I guess it was like an ace queen without much more to it. Let's see. Just call. No, it was the missed stuff. It was the ace jack 10-9. So I really love my check then. Did he have clubs as well? He had the ace of clubs. But no flush draw. And that was pretty much the hand I was hoping that he goes for the bluff now. Back to flush draw, and the overcards should be decent to hit on this board. Like, it's not one where the king puts out a straight or the ace puts out a straight, is what I'm saying. So I don't like calling. It's either a shove or a fold. What was the shove? Not getting snapped. It's pretty huge at this point. The ace 10. What the hell was the reason to think there, my friend? But nice hand, nice hand. Stream looks fine. Thank you. Something weird was going on there on my end. Two pair and a nut blocker, and backdoor flush draw. Phew. And Shazam. Defending the big blind. He is 10. Yeah, I think it makes sense from his perspective from start to finish. The flop bet. Yeah, I guess so. It's like as a weak hand betting there. Whereas a medium strong hand should be checking behind a lot. And with that, we're looking at a pretty much break-even day for right now. Just fair enough. I mean, I got it in bad once, where I caught on just a second too late. And then we hit the all-in with a nut flop nut straight, where we got free rolled. That's just whatever. Oh, we lost one. We lost one against a crazy dude in pretty horrible fashion. So yeah, not too unhappy with how I'm playing. Not a claim I can make every night. Oh, the quads. Not a sight you see all that often. No. Much as I would like to fight for the 80 cents. For big blind, certainly nothing to sneeze at. I believe that's pushing it. Yeah, I don't think that's GTO, man. Who are you? Looks like he's pretty new to the table. I hadn't noticed this guy so far. Let me check out some hand history, see if I can find some showdowns. What's your name? Sean. Yeah, seems to be a bit wide in his ranges. But I also see him showing up with decent hands here and there. Don't know anything about this guy. Bottom two, no spades. There are a lot of draws out there which we're not blocking. On the other hand, we're not doing great against any of these hands. So I think we'll let it be. Funky run out. We'll just lose it against the ace-5. Not this time, eh? Check something. The camera looks better tonight. Okay. You know what? I'll let this one go. Like having a deuce and a 3 in there, not like that's terribly exciting. You're right, there should be. Because that really doesn't happen often at all. I'd say it happens once a week, if less frequently for us. Going for it here, since my showdown value is absolutely 0. Additional PLO 20 table kicking off. So open netter in top 2, no hard blocker. Blockers were nuts, however. Take one off. Gives us a straight. It's pretty welcome, actually. See if he wants to bluff, maybe. No, then we're definitely good. Sometimes splitting. He checks. It's mighty nice of him. Ooh. That's gonna get ugly on the river a lot, man. Raise it right now, but there's a bunch of hands you can still call. Okay, that's a little less ugly. Turning into enjoyable. Now what? Unless it's the Jack 7, we should be... Do I want to raise here? I think I kind of do. We're good. That's awesome. That was awesome. What did he have? Say maybe even a set of 4s? No, he had a 7. King 10, 7, 8. Speaking of 7s, huh. Yeah. Jack probably needs to bet here. I think we're not up against a better hand right now, unless it's a better 7. I swear, I laughed so hard the first time I learned the word meatloaf and what it is. I like the guy. I like the music. It's just as a, sort of band name. Like, what the fuck? How do you come up with that one? I don't think he had marketing people back then. Because it's a dish. Are there any other like famous rock groups that are called just after a dish? Still gonna go with the cold call here. Thank you for the good luck. Always appreciate it. That was drop off. Cheers. So here I 3-bet, which is fine. And now we should get a lot of respect on this turn. All right, I'll give up. And even though I wouldn't be entirely untempted, so to say, to go for the bluff here, there's some aces we don't beat. And to go for the bluff catch, I mean. It's a good song. Man, that's early 90s right there, isn't it? All right, against this guy, just getting it in here. Super shallow SPR. I'll give us a short stack, and that's good news. Yeah. Mini Shazam. I'd rather not play this one multi-way. So go for the raise fold here seems reasonable, especially given the extra money in the middle. Wouldn't be too excited to get raised, needless to say. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe betting smaller, utilizing the ace of spades on a spade run out, but betting half seems a little bit weird. Going 3/4 makes the pot so large that he needs to call a lot of hands on the river anyway. And now we get it in if he comes over the top. Again, wouldn't be terribly excited about it. The second nuts. Oh. Making the set doesn't change it much. He checks pretty quickly. Take it down. Okay. I can dig. Tone it down before deciding. Oh, and here we go. That is absolutely wonderful that river prevented him from putting more money in, which is great for us. Alrighty. Let's hope it's not the same spot as earlier, man, where we got free rolled hard. Oh, it is the same spot. Oh, well, God, I was just going to say no, but luckily that doesn't change anything. Phew. Phew-wee. That's a close one. By the way, in that spot where we just got free rolled and got lucky not to lose our stack, just checking, straight up checking there is very, very reasonable. And check out the turn first. Two pair in the open ender. That's a strange sizing. Is it? No, I think he's... Yeah, he's betting pot. Never mind. He can't bet any larger since the rest of the money in there is part of the splash. Top two open ender backdoor flush. Well, that's no good. And the queen of, make it the queen of, what is it, clubs? That'd be one nasty spot. It isn't, so it's not. Aw, sad face. Alrighty. King, Jack, Jack 9, looking alright, flopping a top pair. On a paired board, however. So, even with aces, he can't be too happy having this guy behind. Alright, a pair and an open ender. Are we deep against any of these gentlemen? No. Pair, no, what am I saying? Pair and a complete wrap is what's going on here. Hate these free rolls except, yeah, me too. 100% subscribe to everything you just said there. Alright. 100% subscribe to the theory that we should be getting it in. Yeah, that was a lucky one. Not losing our stack. Come on, you might come along as well. Doesn't matter at this point. The official motto, the official YOLO. Ah, right away, just bam, right away, huh? Yeah, top 2, I get it. Him. I'm just going for the pure flush draw. I wasn't blocking the draws. Let's see. I'm not sure how I feel about his spot there. There's might be enough money in there that's just a straight up call for him with the naked flush draw. You, Mikey. So he had a pair in the flush draw. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Pair in the flush draw. That's all she wrote in this spot from his perspective as well. But no sweat, huh? No sweat allowed. Got it right on the turn. How rude. We would have made the straight too. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Capri is streaming. I assume he's on some. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say he's on some PLO 20 tables with us, but it was still my own stream. Let's see. No, looks like he was just playing on. Yeah, he was playing Zoom to PLO Zoom today. All right. So we're doing all right now. A little bit in profit for the day. And playing decently. Oh, they're playing a big one. The nuts. What did Robert call with? Robert had. I had diamonds as well. 5-7. Fair enough. Yes, 10-8-4, not very nicely suited, but still gonna give it a shot and get aces on another table. And we get the raise on the table we don't want to raise. That's too bad. Oh shit. Oh, he's in there as well. Check it out. Kings and jacks versus just complete random crap. Kings and jacks. It's a good question. Yeah, I guess in a small blind that's perfectly fine. against the late position open. Oh, hello. Rasitan, thank you very much for the good lucks. And thanks for being here, mate. Have a great night. No. Not making the same mistake. Just gonna call this time around. Okay. Doesn't pair the board. That is nice. Down here we get a pretty quick call. Blind versus blind. Not a quick call. Check, and I don't know if I'm folding here, man. Although I am weirded out a little bit. He goes for the pot. He goes for the pot, really? Really? It kind of does look like I do have an overpair, right? So he really might have a legitimate hand and go for maximum value. Me betting twice there. Yeah, all right. Convinced me. Yeah, we take it down. And fold this one to a raise. A tough decision, apparently, for whatever this guy's name is. Jesus, really? Tank much? Let's watch something else in the meantime. Ooh, like this. Flush versus turn trips, okay. Ooh. Yes, please. More of that. Oh. Also interesting. So we blocked none of the stuff that missed, right? Well, I guess we blocked the wheel a little bit. And here we get raised and we are deep, and that's uncomfortable. We get called. That's awesome. Check out by what in a moment. Okay. I'll be honest, now I'm properly weirded out. Like, you're not gonna check us. Like, the hand that outright beats us is 7s and 10s, right? I guess bad aces with a 10 and a 7 in there, like thinking way out there. Ah, that's bad. Although it does put, he's not gonna bet this always, since it puts the better straight out there, which we block, so we could put on pressure if he does check. But that's of course a horrible run out. Yeah, and he does bet. We could still go for the bluff here. Let's do that. Kippery with the raid. Hope you bring some raid run. Good. Yes, it works. Yes. No brutality involved, except on our end. Well, it was more like a fatality. We took it down with a nice bluff there. And I'm sure that we will beat. Ooh. Look, some chutzpah. Some cojones. Kippery dropping the 11 months, not content. Boom. I like the Moni last way, the Moni way she pronounced the last instance of that. Boom. Boom indeed. Thank you very much, not only for the raid, Kipri, but also for the subscription. 11 months in a row. It's a lot of months, man. I really appreciate it. Huge shout out to you. Stochastic Fisher back at the channel as well. Do check out Kippery if you need more PLO in your life. And who doesn't? Is a well-established and well-known coach for poker strategy.com. Also does coaching, just, period. He does coaching, specializes in micro stakes. Very, very affordable. Check him out. Give him a follow. Yeah, I'm just going to fold and lose this pretty much always. Oh, I got lucky on the river, huh? Not fold, check, I mean, but same difference. How did your session go, sir? Was it only Zoom that you played? For those of you coming over, oh, well, that's exciting. You have a pair. I have a feeling we'll win this one. We do one. Jinxed it, didn't I? Yeah, I see 10s beating us already. I believe the 10s did take it down. All right. So for those of you who just came over, I mean, of course, Kipper is a very nice address to go to for coaching. However, on this channel, I'm now starting to do theory streams using the bucket tool, and they're interactive. We quiz ourselves on whatever spot we like, post-flop, pre-flop, and soon post-flop. And there's always going to be a poll in the chat, so you can take part. And although I'm going to be off for a couple of days now, starting next week again, those will be a regular thing on this channel, most likely in the afternoons. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, keep an eye on. Watch the space, I guess. How did you like that bluff, Kippery? 9-8, yeah, right? Always. The way this hand went down. So now he checks. Yeah, we'll check again. Turn 2 pair here. And a double gutter. Boom, indeed. That was awesome. Yeah, I wound up just calling. And now he bets. A little bit of a judgment call, I'd say, but so far this guy has been tight passive. We just assume he's good. I mean, it's a 6, but a 6 he's not, like a full house, he doesn't need to check. And otherwise it's one straight. Where are we going to call? Block kings as well. He does have that straight, fair enough. But it's either air or that, I would say, for the majority of the time here. Yeah, okay. I figured he wouldn't lol that stochastic Fisher there. Oh, what's the dealio? Yeah, dealio is we check. As we do with most of our medium strong hands in spots like these. Everybody checks. That shall be good enough for a bet then. A pretty snappy call. Got a bet again. cold call from the button here. Interesting stuff. A nice spot for him to see bet on even 3 ways. And nothing that hits either of us all that often. Except for the occasional set of queens, I'd say. He sometimes shows up with a low rep, but he really shouldn't all that often. He's gonna have a lot of reps, but they should be a little bit higher, I'd say, if he cold calls. Gonna be raised against the button open. And this one, I was gonna say, I don't know if this would be a raise fold or a raise call. I think it would be a raise call. Let's check. So it would be small blind versus a button open. Yes, sir. Not only that, it would be a raise. In Solverland, I'm not. This one would be very much up for discussion if that would be a good idea in the micros. Ooh, I take it. Awesome, Stochastic. They are. Well, first of all, they're awesome. They're amazing for me. And so far, the feedback has only been positive. So do check them out. If you want to catch up on them, I don't advertise my YouTube channel a lot because there's not much going on there except me archiving my streams. But I upload them all to YouTube without any music. So first, it's less distracting. And on Twitch, of course, the video on demands do get muted since I'm not using copyright-free music anymore. So yeah, if you ever want to catch up on one, check them out on YouTube. I put everything that I do put up on my YouTube channel. At least it's not amazing, my channel. There's nothing special about it. But at least it's well organized. I know, very German of me, right? So everything should be in playlists. Just figure it might be interesting. Whew. Always nice to take these down. Kind of an interesting one. And he bets small. That is also curious, I'd say. I'm tempted to raise it up just on the basis of his bet sizing, but it would really suck to get raised again. So let's not. But yeah, for the record, I am tempted. I can double think here, going with a sizing that really looks like value, and he found an amazing call. I don't know if that was a horrible or an amazing call. Wow, good for you, Wade. Jesus. I think I'm looking to start then at around 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon, German time, stochastic. That fits your schedule a little bit better. Yeah, I will be off for a couple of days, however. But starting next week, they will very likely be a daily thing. I mean, the jacks here is quite excellent. Also, as a bluff, it's nice that we do have some additional equity. We could make the nuts with 3 out of the 4 kings. One might be dicey. Seem to be don't hold a single spade. Is he gonna go for the hero call with a queen 10 or something of the ilk? Oh, that's yeah, holding the jack. I understand. That's too sad, man. That is too sad. Good thing it was only PLO 10, but still, not enjoying it. Whew. That was suited queens against a wide open player with a Broadway card. With a Broadway card with perfect connectivity, I think we do get the call. I'll check up on it in a second. Well, good luck us down here. Here's a different scenario where we just called the initial raise. So far, so good. And now we're calling it a closing the action, calling the 3-bet as well. And that... that's some board, man. The Queen Jack X, by the way, was a fine raise call. So far, so good. The double suited one from earlier. All right. Yeah, so all the Queen Jack X get raise called. Yay. He should be good. Or did he decide to bluff out? Queens. Queen for deuce. With the queen of diamonds, sort of the second nut blocker. Sounds reasonable. Keeping his top 2. So much for the top 2. Looks like we be good. What's the time? Yeah, maybe not too much longer. So tomorrow is my parents' anniversary. 50th anniversary, if you can believe it. I can't quite wrap my head around that personally. But anywho, so big party tomorrow. And I only learned today that in the morning, like we have a party in the afternoon, all night, and evening, night, all that stuff. But apparently there's peeps coming over in the morning, which is gonna put a damper on my sleeping schedule for sure. Yeah, for that reason, I'll try to go to bed a little bit earlier, which is gonna be tough. But I'll give it a shot. And maybe end this pretty soon. I'm really happy with how the session went, man. And with how I played. Some mistakes here and there, some I figured out. I'm sure there's more that I haven't noticed. But overall, I can see this studying paying off. And it certainly has in some spots. Yeah. I like how things went. Kipri, before you ask how it's been, this is the graph on. Thank God I. Oh. I did ask how it went, by the way. In case you thought I forgot, I mean. Yeah, and that's my reaction to nutshell to the graph. Jesus Christ, man. I am sorry. I assume with the cash out, you're up. I mean, the only positive side about the graph is that you wouldn't be down much, but still, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's ridiculous. And I can see some nasty downswings where your EV graph just either stays the same or even goes up. Yeah. Oh, I don't need to tell you that I've been there. I'm just telling you. Sorry to see it, man. Jesus. I hope fate kind of eases up on you. Are you going to be playing and streaming this weekend? Yeah, maybe 5 more minutes, then I'll call it a night. Something like that. Here, well, I guess in that case we can take it down with the kings on the other table, get aces. Neat. We deep here against anybody? Yeah, sort of. Actually, very definitely so against this guy. He folds. Tobias, you wanna give it a shot? No? I'll take those blinds. Oh, internet being weird again? At least the music is cutting out. Hope the stream isn't. No, rest of the net seems to work fine currently. Chat got disconnected, however. Don't see anything in the log of my router. Who knows? Looks like it's on the end of my ISP. Okay. Good stuff. Oh, wow. That's not bad. Take it down right away. And this one's not going to be exciting. As soon as anybody raises, we just need to fold. Which they do, so we will. EV owns me some, yeah. I might have missed another comment by you since my, as I just said, I just got reconnected to the chat room. So something funky's going on my end here. All right, let's make it official. Make it the last over on all tables. Ending a good session. I'm happy. We are up a tiny bit, not much. I'll take it. We lost one. We got one bad beat, I guess. One I lost, one buy and I lost. Where I smartened, where I noticed that it wasn't as good a spot as I thought. Just a second too late, like literally. And that one where we got free rolled. That's really not too bad at all. Oh, you know what? I think I know who we can rate. Oh yes, Suapex. How do you pronounce his name? That name, man. I never know. He's streaming on party, so let's give him a rate. Chowser saying go go go, chips chips chips. It went all right. It went all right. The study streams are starting to pay off, man. Top pair, no flush draws, no flush draw blockers, but a top pair in the gutter. It's a very active player here at the PLO 10 table, betting half pot. That's a sad one. And here we let go after the flop gets checked around. Yep, need to let this one be as well. This one, of course, I mean. Good to see you back, Chowser. Pleasure. Sadly, it's at the tail end of my session. I have a family event tomorrow and I need to go to bed. I need to try to go to bed a little bit early because I won't be able to sleep in since there will be stuff going down in this place tomorrow morning. Lepster. I think it is they take 1% of your equity, which is not bad. I mean, for poker stars, that isn't bad. So of course you lose some money, but depending on a variety of factors, like how losing affects your mental game, your bankroll, all that stuff, it might be a straight up smart decision to take them up on their offer of being able to cash out. Yeah. Stochastic Fisher having all the important information to answering that question right there. That's the last hand here and last hand here. Right, so let me start the outro, so to say. After I'm done stretching. That was a good stretch. Right. Nope. I will be off until and including Sunday at the very least. Do note, we have a free roll on Friday. Normally there's a bounty in the free roll on my head as well. This week there won't be, since I'm not going to be playing it. Next week, however, I'm going to double the prize pool and the bounty in the free roll. It's still a tiny free roll. It's like €6, but it's fun. It's a play money tournament on Stars. If that interests you, type ! Home game, and you'll get all the info there. More importantly, I'll be back next week. I can't quite say when yet. Might be Monday, it might be Wednesday. I don't know at this point. And when I do come back, the first stream will be a theory stream using the bucket tool and Mastermind. That's the most important stuff, I guess. And they will be a daily thing going forward, very likely at least. And they'll happen in the afternoon. I'm currently aiming at like 4:30 German time for these. So, yeah. I hope all of you are going to have a nice weekend. I certainly will. I have a LAN party this weekend with some good friends. Playing the old Call of Duty, stuff like that. Be fun. That's pretty much all I got. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. If you want to check out the previous theory streams, the previous study streams, head over to the YouTube channel where I'll upload at least one more before I leave. One is already there. there's a playlist for it as well. Anywho, enough sort of semi-boring stuff. Let's head over to whatever his name is pronounced like, ZooFX, and see what he's up to playing some higher stakes PLO. He's a coach for the mastermind as well, I believe. And he's certainly going to know what he's talking about. Right. Slightly profitable stream. Was a lot of fun. A pleasure having had you here, keeping me company. And I wish you a wonderful weekend. Until next week, have a good one.